so high with Kath and Nath.
Help me now.
For the listeners of the podcast who are not watching any video of this, when they hear our show start and they just hear muffled giggles, because I intentionally do the most obnoxious face ever when I try to wait for you to come on, and then you just lose it. And it must be so confusing for the viewer and the listeners, but it's great.
Gentle listeners, I'll tell you what, I was rushing here to the pod today.
Were you?
I made it and I feel good.
What was the rush? What was the cause of the rush?
Oh, I was just not on time. I did not, whatever, budget my time correctly.
Whatever. Well, great. That's fun. Well, welcome to the pod.
Feels good. Feels good to be here.
Kath,
don't ask me how I am, because I'd like to know how you are, Nath.
I can walk a little better now today, so that's fun.
Shall we catch up the audience on what's happening in the world of Nath?
Let's. My glasses are like fogging up. I don't know why. Tuesday, Kath. I woke up, and that was really the beginning.
That was your first mistake. That's where it all starts.
Where it all went downhill. I woke up with no strength in my left leg, from my hip down to my toes, which is great for a guy my size. So I hobbled around the day prior. I have I've had a degenerative disc in my back for many years. I lost a bunch of weight this year, thinking that would, of course, absolve me of any future pains. Sure. But then simply just woke up. I didn't have any falls. I didn't trip. I didn't stumble. I didn't run into any glass doors. I didn't do anything obnoxious. I just simply woke up on Tuesday and had no strength in my left leg. Couldn't really walk too well. Finally got a CT scan Tuesday afternoon after trying to figure it out myself. So
just a little amateur
medicine.
Yeah.
So long and short of it, they thought it might have been a herniated disc. It's not yet.
Oh.
So it's not a herniated disc, but because the disc, the space between, this is not me. This is what the doctor who went to school, this is how they described it. Oh. This is the disc. This is the nerve. So the degenerative disc is closing. So the nerve is getting tight. I'm like, okay, let's not do that. So
you're like, that seems gross and inappropriate.
I'm like,
he's making a hand gesture.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah. Oh, you just completely froze. I might have to move. Oh no, the first kerfuffle we've had. You were locked up completely. All right, we're gonna move. I'm gonna try to keep you on the horn and self-narrate this as I go downstairs to move. This will be fun. I'm gonna keep this in the episode. I don't know if you can hear me at all. I saw you. Oh, and now I'm okay.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Boop 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 boop. I don't know what's going on, so the best thing to do is start singing a song for no reason. Because why not? Might as well just Make the best of the time that you have by doing something incredibly dumb for however long you have to do it, and it doesn't really matter. Anyways, how are you? Have some coffee, have a really good time. Oh, here it comes.
Maybe. Am I not? I don't know.
I can hear your voice, which I feel like is a good thing for here we are with the podcast.
Yeah.
Viewer, it might be a different story.
Yeah. This is a for how my life's going.
I feel like this is really all going together very well.
Yeah.
Welp, you know,
You're doing great, Catherine.
I feel like we've had a good run, which seems positive.
A solid few episodes.
Yep. Got a few under our belt, got them out there. And yeah, I mean, what else do you really want?
Hey, look, I'm in a new spot. It's frozen, so that's fun. Great.
Yeah.
I hate everything about the way I love how I gotta screenshot this. Look how stupid I look in that frozen shot.
That doesn't even look. If someone showed me that picture, I wouldn't think it was you.
It looks like
It looks like you.
It looks like I'm buying a ticket to hijack a plane. Like this is the last image they have of me. Like, have you seen this man?
This is what you look like in one of those cameras at the grocery store, where you're like, I seem normal. Then you're like, oh, why? See, that's better. I like that one. Look at that.
This is fantastic.
It really is. It really is.
Nope. You know what?
Just go, nope.
Nope. That's not working. All right, we're just gonna go with the lesser quality camera.
Oh,
Apparently the HD cam was just too much. That's gonna be fun to edit. That's gonna be.
I think you're gonna have a good time with that.
I'm gonna have. That's what I get for trying to use my home office to do this. So, we're getting there. Oh God, now I'm crooked. This is the worst, Kate.
So there's been a bit of chaos.
Yeah. So where was I? Oh, I can't walk.
I was gonna say, did you just have to go down several flights of stairs?
Yep. I had to go from the attic, which is great. So back to that whole I can barely walk thing. Needless to say, there's a now shooting pain going down my leg.
Oh,
We're doing it.
have to be careful.
Yes. So I think we froze up when I was doing that
Motion. Yep.
motion.
Yes.
So needless to say, it's not a herniated disc yet, so that's fun. It's just an extreme sciatic, pinch, which everyone I've talked to with the back problems like, oh well, that's just as bad. I'm like, cool.
Oh.
So we're doing it. We're doing great. The best part, like I said, I know they have to ask like these questions, but they're like, have you done any physical therapy since it's injured? I'm like, well, it happened this morning.
Yeah. So no.
No, I have not done that. Have you noticed more so going to the doctor now? And maybe I was just ambivalent to it before. They ask you your birth date an obnoxious amount of times.
Yes.
Okay, when's your birthday? 6/21/85. 5 minutes later. And when's your birthday? I'm like, is this part of just your security check?
Right. Well,
what?
Yeah. I mean, am I like a changeling or something? Like you think that all of a sudden I've been switched or something? The thing that makes me insane is the amount of make sure you fill out this thing before you come to our office. So you fill out the thing before you come to the office, and then you get there 15 minutes early, then you got to fill out the same thing all over again.
Same thing.
I don't understand. I just think obviously I'm not in the medical field, so I'm sure there's a good reason for it that somebody will let me know about and be upset that I even mentioned it.
Yeah.
But it is so irritating because you go through all of this stuff just to do it all over again.
Which I imagine it's the equivalent of like whenever we interview someone, it's like, okay, let's start this out for the producers who don't know you, just first and last name and your title. It's like,
Yeah.
even though 99% of the time I'm the one editing it.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, this is my confirmation that you say you are who you are. But yeah, like I think I like in the half-hour appointment, I think I gave them my birthday like 15 times. I'm like, I haven't changed.
Same
Still
person.
me.
Same person.
Like, what if the last time I should have the last time like given them my wife's birthday and been like, just so you're paying attention.
Gotcha.
So needless to say, yeah, I've got if there's any physical therapists listening to the program, any exercises you want to recommend, I'd be more than happy to try them.
I will say, I think a few times in my life I've had to do something that required physical therapy, and it does do wonders. Just do like even small motions of things can make you feel better. So it does. But I'm sorry that you're going through that, because backs of all things, I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not great, but we'll persevere. I'm just really waiting for 2022 to be over. We'll have a year-end recap in December where we'll go through everything I've gone through this year.
We have to stop saying that, because every year it's like, oh,
2021 is going to be so much better. It wasn't. I can't complain. My family is good. That's all that matters, of course. So I'm not, but they're good. So I'm not doing great. So, my wife's panicking. She's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to, sell weird pics. No, she's not.
Like, not yet.
Not yet.
It's like the herniated disc. Not yet.
So we've talked about me. How are you?
Oh, fine. Nothing further.
We have a fun show today.
Yes. Remember I said last week that it was going to be fun?
You did promise that, and we are going to deliver.
I hope that I didn't jinx you by saying that last week. I'm sorry.
No. Oh no, we are going to have so much fun today. I'm just pulling up my list. I'm not, multitasking, I swear. So we promised the viewer we were going to do some Ask Kath and Nath.
Yes.
Now, before we get to that, we did run a poll on our Instagram at Kath and Nath. If you haven't followed us on that lovely social network, please do so now. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Kath and Nath there too.
Yes, please follow us on all of the things.
Follow all the things. I'm going to start our live journal next week. We did a poll because in the most recent episode, I believe it was the one who mispronounced foliage.
Yes, certainly.
It
was me.
It's definitely you. So we ran a poll to find out if it was me who said it wrong or you, and we had 9,000 respondents, and most of them agreed with me. So I don't know what to tell you, Kate.
Is that right? I think maybe I need to get the login to the Kath and Nath Instagram.
Overwhelmingly, I was in the minority. Imagine that. It was 73% of the 70 respondents agreed with you. So there's that. But what, unbeknownst to me, Kate, we stumbled into a bit from The Simpsons.
Yes, which is not surprising. I feel like it's probably pretty easy to do.
Yeah. Friend of the show, George Underwood. Thanks for listening, George. He's a buddy of mine from my Auburn, New York days.
Hello, George.
He goes, "Oh, that's so great! You referenced The Simpsons." And I go, "Beg pardon?" I have no idea what you're talking about. I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons as a kid because it was too filthy.
Oh boy!
So when South Park came along, my dad had no idea. Anyway, The Simpsons did a whole bit about foliage as well. So feel free to search the YouTube for that. It's hysterical. But yeah, we stumbled across a Simpsons bit, which, to your point, like they've done so many, they've got like 6,000 or 7,000 episodes. So it's inevitable that two geniuses like us,
for sure,
stumble across the same bit.
I used to watch The Simpsons every week, and I remember that there would be episodes that I would miss huge portions because there'd be a part that would just make me laugh so hard that I would miss a bunch of other stuff that was coming after it.
Yeah, the whole bit. All right. Are you ready? These are burning questions.
So this is Ask Kath and Nath.
That's right. What's with the names Kath and Nath? And that's by our good friend Skeebs.
Fair question.
It's a great. I'm gonna let you take this one.
Well, I think I don't even really, I mean, I know, but I don't really know
Mhm.
it. So my name is Kate, but my given name is Catherine.
Mhm.
So Kate is my nickname.
Mhm.
And obviously your name is Nate.
Yes.
And so at some point I started calling you Nathrin.
And I think it's because like either I was producing or we were just in the same vicinity of each other and having to talk a lot one day, and I just kept calling you Catherine. And I was like, "Oh, Catherine."
So we became Catherine and Nathrin. So the natural
Yeah. Progression. Yeah.
progression of that is Kath and Nath, which I really enjoy because I feel like, so Kath, for me, Kath became, it was a joke between a friend of mine and we would talk about, that's what Brian the cat would call me if I was doing something that he wasn't pleased with, like Kath, please.
Please.
So Kath was like my terrible Karen alter ego name or something like that. Now it's just sort of evolved that now, like, even Chip will call me Kath. He'll be like, Kath, let's go.
God, Kath. It's like this visceral, like, come on, Kath.
So Kath is like the version of myself I feel like in my real life that's like she's not
doesn't have it together.
She doesn't have it together. Something's going on, and you're like, Kath, please.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it, and so Nath has sort of also
gone in that direction. Yeah, when you first called me Nathrin, it was hysterical to me because it's like there's not like Nathan. Nathan's what Mom would call me, like when she was super pissed, because I've always been, I was born Nathan, but I've always been Nate. Everyone just calls me Nate. Nathan's a mouthful, but like there wasn't enough. Like there's just not enough there. Like Nathan, like for you, it was like Nathrin.
I just also enjoyed, for me, the self-centeredness of being like, well, I'm Kate and my name is Catherine. So if you're Nate, you must be Nathrin.
Yeah, it's a very simple equation. It all adds up. So that is the origin story of Kath and Nath. By episode 300, we'll probably change it to make it way more exciting than it is.
For sure. I mean, it can definitely evolve at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's no facts in this show.
No.
All right. Moving on. This was actually an interesting one. I don't actually remember who sent it. What is your death row meal? Like they're really expecting a lot out of us. Like
yeah, steep.
Yeah. Jim says.
I find it interesting that anytime you ask people for questions, this one always comes up, and it's such a dark question. Mm-hmm. Really.
Why am I in jail?
Well, that's right. Wouldn't that question be better? You're not just in prison, you're on death row.
Yeah, death row.
Means, so in this country, I mean, if you're on death row, that means you've probably been there for 40 years waiting, to be executed.
You're just sitting there waiting.
A lot going on. I mean, stories you could tell about what has gone on in that time. And meanwhile, it's like, so what are you going to have for dinner?
Today's menu on death row.
What?
And you're only hoping that the governor, rescinds the order so that you can possibly get a second one.
Right.
Like a do-over.
Oh. But anyway, all that said, what say you about this?
I'm with you. I'm really on the why. Why am I there? But we'll answer. We can answer the question first. So lobster roll.
Oh, ooh, yes. And wait, hang on.
Yeah, okay.
Is it one of the cold ones or is it one of the warm ones?
I'm agnostic. Either one is fine.
Oh, all right.
I mean, it's a lobster on a bun. I'll take either one.
Get both. Why not?
There's a shirt. So the lobster roll, I'll probably have a little dish of escargot as well.
Oh, all right.
Had escargot in Lake George last year. I'm not bougie by any stretch of the imagination. It was too expensive. I shouldn't have had it. And I ordered 2 of them for no reason other than I'm fat. It's the butter and garlic for me. So really, I don't even know if it's the escargot, but maybe just some melted butter and hot garlic. That'll probably do it too.
Good for you. Good.
Yeah.
Features.
With a side of crispy French fries and A1 sauce.
Wow.
How about you?
Is that it?
That's it. Yeah, I mean, for I think probably for dessert, would be Oreo cookies and milk, and then my beverage of choice might be a Saranac root beer.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I enjoy Saranac root beer. It's not it's a New York thing. So for our listeners in New Zealand, it's only here. I can ship you some if you'd like. Just give me your address and like $400 to do that, but I can ship you some.
Sure.
But yeah, Saranac root beer. It's just something nostalgic for me. It goes down smooth.
Not a sponsor, but we're open to it.
We are open, Saranac.
If Nate was on death row, he would drink Saranac root beer. Saranac root beer.
the choice of murderers. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I'm on death row, I've committed some murder because tax evasion is not going to get me the chair. I don't think.
Right. Yeah. Yes. It's been egregious. You've committed at least one murder.
At least one, and it was probably high profile. So
I'm torn between. So of course I think about a lot of things. First of all, I think about the amount of time I've been in prison. So is there something that I'm craving at that time that I'm like, this is something that I really have not had and would really want.
Mm-hmm.
So is it going to be something like that? It's going to be like burger and fries or like steak or something, or like are we going to have like a raw bar, like food tower, something sweet? Do I want just like pancakes? Or do I want a good story? So, like I'm imagining, because of course I'm imagining being executed in like the 1940s or something, or like a bunch of newsmen.
Pre-dawn, 1918.
Exactly. So they showed up with their little hats on with like the press card in it. And they're
the little
just
dumb hat I'm wearing. Yes, Kate.
No. The higher one.
The higher one.
Little fedora.
Oh, got it.
So this is how I'm picturing it. And I just think, how do you want it to read in the papers? I mean, do you want it to be like, and she had a steak and blah, blah, blah. Or do you want to be like, she had a single Cheerio and a glass of champagne and she spit the Cheerio out on the floor.
She spit the Cheerio at the warden and said, "You shan't kill me.
I will see you in hell.
I'll haunt you in your dreams." That's hysterical, actually.
So anyway, that's my answer.
It's a great one. I expected nothing less. Next question.
I hope I never have to make that decision, I guess. Also,
I can't remember. See, the great thing is I've gone back and listened to some of the episodes, and I still can't remember what we've talked about, which is, I guess, a great sign of a host.
It makes it fun.
I don't know if I've shared the story about the time my dad mentioned that, Nate, you would do fine in prison. Your little brother, not so well, but you'd be fine.
I don't know if you've mentioned it here. You've mentioned it
to you.
I know we've talked about. I think we talked about it because I said I would not do well in prison. I don't think.
Yeah. And actually, I think now that we're older, I think I'd still probably do fine just because I'm a large fellow, so there might be that intimidating factor. I don't know. I'm very much a softie. My brother, though, is very much like Morgan Freeman's character in Shawshank. He is very resourceful. And like, he is always hustling. He's always selling stuff. He's always like, "Oh, I got this great deal. And then I tripled my money by just reselling it on a different website." It's fantastic. So like, he's always able to acquire things. I'm like, I don't know. I think he'd be able to, granted, he's very small in stature. He's a very frail child, my 32-year-old brother. But I think he would do very well now. Earlier in his life, I don't think so, but now he'd do fine. So, kudos, Dad. You raised two boys who might do fine in prison.
I think the good news is that if you can in life figure out how you can be, you have like that criminal genius, but you're not doing anything illegal, but you have like the mind for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't have to.
I'm going to come and speak to your high school classes. What you need to do is think like a criminal, kids. Just don't commit any crimes. Don't commit
the crimes, but just get right to the line. All right, moving.
No convictions.
Next question. Is this why you won't call me? You're doing a podcast, Nate's mom. Okay, well, this is my mom likes to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and occasionally just chime in.
I enjoy that a lot.
I call you twice a week, Ma, and I guess it could be more. but I'm busy.
I'm busy.
I'm doing you're the retired one. I'm hustling out here. I'm trying to work. Next one. All-time favorite story of the week. And the way I interpret this one, because my stories, like my favorite stories, change on a fairly regular basis. Like, oh, I really love this story. I really love this story.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm interpreting it. So for this week, Kath, what's your favorite story you've done?
Let's see. I had a pretty good week, actually. So I interviewed Robin Shaw,
Yes.
who she is a comedian, and she was here in Buffalo, but she sort of had this moment of viral fame when she, in the middle of the pandemic, found her goal list for 2020. She'd written it in December, and then she found it in March or something like that. So she's reading it and she's just laughing hysterically through the whole thing. Well, the thing ends up going viral. Like Jennifer Garner shares it, and she's like Oprah. She ends up like being connected with Oprah, like this whole wild thing. But she is hilarious. She's a fun person. So she came, and I said to her, I had asked her if she traveled before when she was doing comedy, and she said yes. She goes, but I not like this. But now she can travel. Like her mom was with her. She didn't come to the interview, but her brother came to the interview. Her brother Richie. The two of them were just so fun. So that was a really good time. And then the next day, we took some pumpkins that we had carved last week, and we took them to a bunch of pigs at a farm in Lockport.
As one does.
They love pumpkins, by the way. So that was just a delightful, ridiculous day of doing something. You're like, what are you doing today? Oh, nothing.
Going to the pig farm to feed them pumpkins.
So two very different things, but I don't know if I can pick, because they're completely different, but they were very fun. But I really enjoyed, I will say, I really, really enjoyed talking with Robin.
We're to peek behind the curtain. We're recording this, a few days after Halloween. This is not in real time, folks. Sorry. So
what?
I know, weird. Ooh. I need to do that more, I think.
Yes, he just kind of did jazz hands, it's a jazz hand thing.
Yeah, I have four tap classes under my belt, folks. We'll get into that story later on in life.
Yeah,
Halloween. I have to go back to a story I did in 2013 or 14, which got me in a little bit of a trouble. I highlighted the 40th or 45th anniversary of WKBW Radio's rendition of War of the Worlds.
Oh,
which if you're familiar with, of course, the 1938 radio drama Orson Welles, Irv Weinstein and several of the staff members of WKBW Radio redid that in 1968, and it's fantastic. It's on YouTube. Go listen to it. It's a great piece of Buffalo radio history. So I did kind of the story celebrating like what that was. Right. And just it was kind of like my first sweeps-ish story I've done on TV. And like, I was given time to actually like tell a long form creative story. It was like 4 minutes long. But yeah, right. But the GM did not know, he knew the story was about War of the Worlds, did not know I'd be mentioning WKBW as much as I did. So they're like, wait, why are we mentioning the competition? I'm like, well, it's the radio station that they don't own anymore. So,
also you're watching your station. So it's not like they're like, wait a minute, there's another station.
What?
Out.
So crazy.
I mean, I get it, but also it's funny.
And that was before I believe he saw. Once he saw, he goes, okay, that was great. So they didn't mind. It was just the lead up to it. Like they saw the promo for it, and they're like, "Wait, what?" So, it's on my YouTube channel. Feel free to go search. The great Nate Benson, WKBW War of the Worlds. The great Nate Benson, also known as TV's Nate Benson. Jamie keeps calling me every time I'm in a room. TV's Nate Benson.
There he is.
There he is, guys.
I enjoy that.
Which, of course, reminds me of the line from Jurassic Park where Newman. That's not his name in the movie, but you know what I'm talking about.
Everyone knows who you're talking
Here
about.
we go. Dobson. We got Dobson here. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. How do you mess up foliage? All right, that's just a rude question. That's just rude. We talked about it last week.
We did.
Clearly. There we go.
I would like to point out, though, that part of your poll was words are hard, give Nath a break. And I did vote
for that
in the poll.
You and Deanna, one of our followers on the Instagram. Thank you, Deanna, for going with me on that one.
Yes.
This question I added because, and we have a few minutes left here before we wrap up. What would be one of your, if you were one of those influencers on
I like it already. I don't even know the question.
If you were what would be one of your influencer goals? And let me start with mine.
Okay.
Because I got targeted with this, and I forget what actress it was, but it was like, always plays bit roles. You'd recognize them if you saw them. And I'm not going to call them out because we all got to earn a living. But they were like, "Hey guys!" No, okay.
Look out! Wow.
Hey guys!
The viewers of this podcast just went on a real ride.
Really great
follow
ride.
us on YouTube, Kath and Nath.
Hey, like, hey guys! It's always that. So hey, you know me from this. And it's in like, after a long day of doing this, and this, I just need to get the wind down. And that's why I play Royal Crush candy puzzles. I'm like, what? And like,
okay.
I forget like one of the, I will call this one out. The guy in Scrubs, the curmudgeon doctor, who's also in Platoon, John.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about. He did the same ad. And I'm like, this is where we're at, guys. Like, I just saw, that's my influencer. If I was one of those influencers, I want to just, plug an app that, gets people to waste their time while they're, on the toilet in the morning.
Amazing. Oh, I would really so enjoy the like partnering with anybody, just because you're going along and you're doing your video and it's like you're going about your day. And I watch a lot of, I go in spurts, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube. So especially vloggers are so funny because they'll just be doing their thing and then they're like wandering around. It's like, okay, and I'm just doing this. But that's why I really, love whatever the sheets are. They're selling sheets, or like next thing you know, it's just like, oh, look what arrived at my door. It's HelloFresh, not a sponsor, but we're open to it. But it makes me laugh so hard because and again, yes, make a living. People are making a living doing this.
Got to earn a living.
Although in some ways it definitely seems like it has got to be stressful.
Yeah. There's a few YouTubers I've followed over the years. Jimmy DeResta, like for a little bit there, was doing similar ads. He's in the maker space. He creates all sorts of cool stuff. And like you could like just hear in his voice, like his soul dying, like by every word. And like he finally came out, he stopped doing ads like that for like, those, stupid games that, we've all downloaded for 5 minutes and then move on with our lives. Oh no, just me? Oh, okay, cool. But like later on, he was just like, I had a lean month. I had to do something. It's like, I get it. Like, they're in the hustler space. They got to do something.
Absolutely. And it's nonstop. Yeah. So I do appreciate that. I feel like, well, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of people, at least the ones I follow, the products that they are selling are things that they like, or at least they claim to like, which I think would be really difficult to be like, that's something that's really bizarre. You're like, it's amazing. Try it out.
So good. So great.
This is floor wax.
This bidet is wonderful.
It's got some real torque on it.
Which again, not a sponsor, but open to it.
Open to it. Yes.
Open to it.
Chip, by the way, return a bidet.
What? Why?
Well, Chip's son, my stepson Sam, is I don't think he will mind me mentioning this, but he got real interested in having a bidet, which apparently you can purchase at Walmart. But something happened and there was I don't know if it was on the fritz or what happened, but Chip ended up being
A bidet on the fritz. There's a visual.
And I was like, I would just take the loss. I don't want to return a bidet to Walmart. I think it was Walmart. Again, not a sponsor, but we're open to it. I don't know. I also didn't know they sold them at Walmart.
I did not know that either. I was in Target the other day, getting some old man cream for my leg.
Okay, I just about took a sip of coffee and I almost drowned.
And it just happens to be in the aisle with other ointments. I'll leave it at that. And was very surprised at what casual toys are also now sold just in an aisle at Target. They're just there.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just like, wow, I don't remember that as a kid, but I definitely would have.
What's spectacular is that I don't know how well they must be somewhat well marked, but I don't know how well marked they are, but someone's buying something by accident.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And using it for something it's not.
Nope. Not what it's intended for. It's just a really great massager.
Look at America, so sex positive now.
So great. I love it.
It's just wonderful.
You can go to Target for your milk and
what I really enjoy the most about this podcast that I'm part of? I could never predict where it's going to end up.
No, that was actually one of the last questions was, how do you plan this? And guys and gals, trust me when I tell you, there's very little planning that goes into these 35 plus minutes.
My dudes, the rest of our lives have to be planned. No.
Yeah. And that's what hopefully brings you to this podcast. That's
why I enjoy it. And the thing is, I mean, when I say I don't care if anyone else enjoys it, I really mean it because I'm enjoying myself.
We've had some great Fridays.
It's really great. It's a great way to start the weekend.
Great way to end the week, start the weekend, everything in between.
All right. Things.
Well, Kath, it's been that time. I do want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Wen's Food celebrating their 100th episode of their
show. Congratulations. Loose meat for everyone. That's a Wen's Food reference. Listen to their fun podcast to find out more.
It's fantastic. One day we'll do a collaboration. Oh, hi, Wen's Food.
Yes, I can't wait. That. I love it. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So congrats to them. 100 episodes is no joke. It's a lot of dedication and it's a lot of work. So kudos to them. We'll get there. We will get there, Kath.
We sure will. And do follow us on the social medias, Nath and Kath. Kath and Nath.
At Kath and Nath on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, probably Tumblr soon. Bring back some MySpace and some live stream, live journal, and call it there.
And we're going to open a brick and mortar store where we'll just sit in there and you can come in and look at us.
I mean, low key, no joke. I do want merch. That by episode 50, I want merch.
Me too.
Like,
I just got real excited about that.
I don't care if it's me with a Cricut machine here at home, just vinyling some Hanes shirts. I don't care. I'm doing it. So
I can't wait. Can we just do it now?
Let's just do some crafting this weekend.
We make 2 t-shirts. Who cares?
We'll get right on.
It's been wonderful, Nath.
Good day.
Good day to you, sir.